Okay, so welcome everyone to your evening meditation. This is a meditation, 25 minutes or so, based on Course in Miracles Workbook Lesson 291. Just give yourself a little bit of time out to do this. Going somewhere where you're not going to be disturbed for the next 25 minutes or so. And making yourself comfortable. So putting your phone on mute or silent. Sitting comfortably in a chair, feet shoulder width apart. Cup your hands in your lap. Close your eyes. And let's connect with your breath. So take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Into the lower stomach. Then second phase of the breath into the heart center. Into the upper chest and the head. Feel a nice life energy rising up, this warm tingling sensation rising up from the lower stomach and spine into crown of your head, all the way up the spine. Just pause at the top of the inhale, take another sip of air in, and then just scan your mind. So notice any obviously distracting, distressing, disturbing thoughts, whatever thoughts are going on, just become aware of them. Notice the emotions that go along with them. So if there's any kind of tension, resistance, contraction, notice how that shows up in your body. Maybe there's an uncomfortable feeling in your stomach, a knot in your stomach, clenching of your jaw, tension in your neck and shoulders, tightness in the chest, sweaty palms, dry mouth. At the extreme, panic attacks. So wherever you are on that spectrum, just notice and decide to let it all go, just to empty yourself out for this meditation for the next 25 minutes. So exhale. Just nice, slow, smooth exhale out your mouth. Pull the lower stomach into the spine. Expel the last remaining air out. And come to rest. A few moments in the stillness, which is the subject of today's lesson. It's all about stillness and peace. So just connect with that and experience it. And pay attention throughout this meditation to the gaps between breaths and the gaps between my words. And let them just point you into this deeper state of peace and stillness. So breathing in again, you notice how the stomach pushes out. Chest rises, subtle flow of life energy rising up out of the lower stomach and spine, into your back, your upper chest, into the head. Let's pause at the top of the inhale. Connect with the stillness and the peace in the gap between breaths. And then exhale. Just make a little sighing sound in the back of your throat as you exhale. The air flow out of your nostrils. Feel this life energy subsiding back down like a wave in the ocean, just sighing back into stillness. You come to rest at the bottom of the exhale. Feel that energy sitting in your lower stomach. And then you breathe in again and repeat the cycle. So imagine it's like a wave rising up, this life energy rising up, like the cresting of a wave. It crests in your head, crown of your head, and as you pause at the top of the inhale, smile, just because you can be aware of this peace and the stillness. It's given freely to you, and then Exhale. Just sigh it all out. Make a little sighing sound in the back of your throat. Chest and the stomach suck back in. Air flows out of your nostrils. And again, come to rest for a few moments. Just really notice the stillness and the peace that arises in the gap between breaths. And also notice the gap between my words, sentences. Let these gaps just give rise to peace and stillness in your mind. So as you listen, just keep watching your breath, breathing in this nice, deep, slow, rhythmical pattern. Set the breath in motion, then step back and just watch the breath. Just observing all the subtle sensations around the breath, air flowing into the nostrils, stomach and chest rising, life energy rising up into the crown, and then it all reverses, subsides back down into the lower stomach. So just pay attention to all these sensations around the breath. And bringing your mind into present moment awareness through breath awareness. Remind yourself there's really nowhere else to go and nothing else to do, nothing else to think about for the next 20 minutes or so. Just breathe, relax, and be still. And as you listen to these words I'm going to read you, just let them drop into that stillness. So you're not trying to intellectually understand them, evaluate them, judge them. You just let them sink in to a deeper part of your mind, into your subconscious, which is where they need to go in order to really do their work and undo the default programming of the ego, which is the idea that we are separate, we're bodies, we're separate individuals, separate identities. This is not true. We need much mind training to help us to realize that it's not true, to correct our minds. So as you keep breathing in this nice, deep, slow, rhythmical pattern, just watch your breath and listen. Just let these words permeate in to your mind. Like pebbles just dropping into a pond, a very still, calm, windless day, and the ripple effects are very noticeable, and the pebbles will come to rest in the depths of the pond in your subconscious. So you use that analogy if it helps you. Keep watching your breath as you listen to this preliminary section on what is the real world. So this is one of the short sections that precedes a series of 10 workbook lessons. Just embarked on another series of 10 lessons because we're on lesson 291 today. And this section is on what is the real world. It's an answer to the question, what is the real world? So the real world is a symbol like the rest of what perception offers. Yet it stands for what is opposite to what you made. Your world is seen through eyes of fear and brings the witnesses of terror to your mind. The real world cannot be perceived except through eyes forgiveness blesses. So they see a world where terror is impossible, and witnesses to fear cannot be found. So just pause, watch your breath, connect to your breath, make sure that a nice, deep, slow, rhythmical pattern is just happening. And you just step back and watch it. Your mind is very calm, clear, empty, open, but aware. So these ideas just sink into that awareness. And you don't have to intellectually understand them. Just let them sink in. Know that they will do their work on a deeper level and you can probably conceive of consciously. So the real world holds a counterpart for each unhappy thought reflected in your world, a sure correction for the sights of fear and sounds of battle which your world contains. The real world shows a world seen differently, through quiet eyes and with the mind at peace. Nothing but rest is there, and there are no cries of pain and sorrow heard, for nothing there remains outside forgiveness. And the sights are gentle. Only happy sights and sounds can reach the mind that has forgiven itself. Just pause, keep watching your breath, staying nice. Still, calm, empty, open, but aware. And these ideas just permeate into your mind. So what need is such a mind for thoughts of death, attack, and murder? What can it perceive surrounding it but safety, love, and joy? What is there it would choose to be condemned? And what is there that it would judge against? The world it sees arises from a mind at peace within itself. No danger lurks in anything it sees, for it is kind, and only kindness does it look upon. The real world is the symbol that the dream of sin and guilt is over. And God's Son, love's extension, which is you, no longer sleeps. His waking eyes perceive the sure reflection of his Father's love, a certain promise that he is redeemed. The real world signifies the end of time, for its perception makes time purposeless. Just pause and reflect on that. This is where we're going. The real world is perceptual. It's forgiven perception of the world we see now through darkened eyes. And this leads us to the end of perception and time, where time and perception, which go hand in hand, are purposeless. So the Holy Spirit has no need of time when it has served his purpose. Now he waits but that one instant more for God or love to take his or its final step. And time has disappeared, taking perception with it as it goes, and leaving but the truth to be itself. That instant is our goal, for it contains the memory of God, memory of love. And as we look upon a world forgiven, it is he who calls to us and comes to take us home, reminding us of our identity, which our forgiveness has restored to us. So you can just pause, reflect on that, keep breathing. That's what the real world is. And so now we're going to move on to lesson 291 of the workbook. Take a nice deep breath in to prepare. Breathing in as though you're breathing into the belly button. Stomach pushes out, then the second phase of the breath into the heart center, to the upper chest, into the head. Just pause at the top of the inhale. Find some stillness. And just say, today's idea is all about stillness and peace. Say to yourself, this is a day of stillness and of peace. And just feel that stillness and that peace arising in your mind. If you notice anything that's not peaceful, any thoughts or emotions that obviously disturbing your peace, be aware of them, notice them, and just choose to let them go with your breath. You can drop all of it, thoughts, the emotions that they engender, physical feelings. Just notice all of that and now say, this is a day of stillness and of peace. So I'm willing to let these thoughts and emotions go. So exhale. Imagine you blowing all of that negative mental and emotional energy out, like a black smoke out of your mouth. Pull the lower stomach into the spine sharply as you expel all the last remaining air out. When you pause again, at the bottom of the exhale, find the stillness and the peace in the gap between breaths. So this is an intellectual understanding. This is a felt experience that we're going for. Felt experience of peace, stillness. And breathe in again. Notice how the stomach rises and the chest rises. Subtle flow of life energy up the spine into chest, your heart center, up into the crown of the head. Pause. Connect with the stillness and the peace. Smile. Just because that stillness and peace is available to you now, it's a great reason to celebrate and be happy. And then exhale, sigh it all out. Notice how the air flows out of the nostrils. Chest, stomach sucked back in. Again, come to rest in the stillness and the peace. And so keep breathing in this nice, deep, slow, rhythmical pattern. Getting calmer, more peaceful with each breath. As you really start to experience what the lesson is pointing you towards. And into the stillness and peace, just let these few words, the short commentary on today's central idea, just drop into your awareness. Plop. Like pebbles in the pond. Let the ripple effects reverberate and create more stillness and peace in your mind. As you keep watching your breath, just listen to these profound words. The Christ vision looks through me today. Just repeat this in your mind after me. It's as though you're saying it to yourself. And Christ's vision is a vision of your higher self. You want to change Christ to higher self, that's quite okay. So Christ, or my higher self's vision, looks through me today. His or its sight shows me all things forgiven and at peace, and offers the same vision to the world. And I accept this vision in its name for both myself and for the world as well. What loveliness we look upon today. What holiness we see surrounding us. And it is given us to recognize it is a holiness in which we share. It is the holiness of God Himself, or love itself. Just pause, just watch your breath. Just keep your mind nice and still, calm, clear, empty, open, but aware by just watching the breath. And now just say this short prayer to lead you into a minute's silence so that you can experience this pure stillness and peace for a minute or two to close the meditation. First say, this day My mind is quiet to receive the words you offer me. It's talking to your higher self. And I accept what comes from you instead of from myself. I do not know the way to you, but you are wholly certain. Father, Source, guide your Son, guide your extension along the quiet path that leads to you. Let my forgiveness be complete, and let the memory of you return to me. Amen. So that prayer just sinking in, letting go, surrendering everything. So just be willing for the next minute to just breathe, watch your breath, relax. Be still, think of nothing else, feel nothing else. Say to yourself, this is a day of stillness and of peace. Allow your mind just gently to surrender all of its burdens, all its judgments. And just surrender into a deeper peace. Peace that passes all understanding, beyond the rational mind, beyond conscious understanding. So nothing else to do, nowhere else to go, nothing else to think about. The next minute of silence, just breathe, relax, be still, and allow the peace, very deep, cleansing peace to wash over your mind and through your body for the next minute of silence. And so just coming back, gently coming back to breath, just noticing stomach rise, chest rises. So you breathe in, air flows into the nostrils. Pause at the top of the inhale. Connect with the stillness and peace. And then just exhale. And see how the air just flows out. Chest and stomach suck back in. Just a sighing sound in the back of the throat. And come to rest again in the stillness. That's 1. 2, just noticing all your body senses. What are you feeling and touching? Maybe there's a subtle taste in your mouth, a smell in your nose. Notice what you're hearing. Just noticing all these things from this very still, calm place. Just make no judgment on any of it. Just allowing everything to be as it is. Your mind is quiet and still, practicing non-judgmental perception. And 3, just open your eyes, look around. It's a very still, calm, surrendered state. So let your eyes rest on whatever they happen to rest on. Make no attempt to name anything, judge it, label it. Just allow it to be. And notice how peaceful it is when you stay in that state. Peaceful perception is non-judgmental perception. So that's what you're practicing when we come out of the meditations. So practice that for the rest of the evening. Remember frequently that this is a day of stillness and of peace. For those on the WhatsApp group, you can use the shorter breath break recording I sent you frequently this evening, every hour if you need to, and use it in response to anything that tends you to get upset. And that should help you have an evening of stillness and peace, which is what I wish for you. So thank you for joining the meditation. Thank you for listening. And I hope to connect with you again tomorrow. So tomorrow there will be a meditation at 12:30 UK time, 1:30 SA time, and again in the evening at 5 p.m. UK time, 6 p.m. SA time. So do join us then. If you're out there on YouTube, you'd like to listen in tomorrow, subscribe to the channel, and you'll be notified when I go live. So thank you for listening, and once again, I wish you a very still and peaceful evening. Namaste.